Hello, welcome back to Ben Sushi Live Noding. This is gonna be another live noding to interpret this artwork by Saijib. So I try to recreate something like this using Spreadchalk add-on, and I have a few ideas. So let's just get started. This is gonna be the second idea. So I believe we can actually this time we can start with a with a grid. So start with a plane nodes and then connect it to viewer draw. Let's make some kind of grid, making it like, okay, 6 by 6. We have actually 25 face. Center it. So this is just a grid. There's nothing else to it. Uh, but we can separate them very easily using polygon boom. So polygon boom in Blender is like a explode modifier. Basically, it's separating all the faces, and sometimes we need to center each polygon face. But let's see how we can scale each one of these guy. So if I plug in the matrix, they are now just a single objects. Sometimes I think we need to use a vector drop here, and by doing this we can then use the center polygons from polygons boom and use the center here. Yeah, that kind of works. The center polygon, it doesn't, well, this is kind of nice, but we want it to be like normal polygon grid. So let's try doing it. Let's plug in the origin, for example. Okay, origin doesn't work. We need to use maybe the center and then get the locations. There you go. We got this back, and if we scale it, okay, seems to be working. Cool. Now we can use like a random number really for the scale in for the x and the y. So we have variations that way. Yeah, this one 6 by 6 35. Actually we have 25 right in this case, and we can now randomize the scale. So we got this very easily, like based on this grid we have this, and if we ever want to make any changes we can do that. Actually we need to ensure that the number of the face will always match this random number. There you go. So now no matter how I scale this, I can always have random uh, polygon face and random scaling for the face. So that's cool. Right, so we have our grid similar to this sort of. This one has a very interesting circular kind of noise. That's something maybe as simple as changing the structure here, but it's okay. So far I always use random number. We can always use a vector noise or vector turbulence over here. But for now, don't worry, we're just gonna use random. And we have this random grid. How about turning this into kind of like a proper array? So we want to build it up with the randomizations. So let's try doing that. Apply matrix. I think this might do the job. So we have multiple edge there. We have multiple matrices, and I wonder if this will just work. Oh yeah, it doesn't quite work because we need to have multiple vertices, maybe, or need to split it somewhere here. Let's see if there's a better way to do this. Vertices, okay, repeat list 25. This one still does not quite work. So where's the edges again? Edges coming from this guy, plug into that guy. Matrix is coming from here. So we have this. Now we want to apply the matrix. And we want to mesh join it. Hopefully this works. And if we bake it, we have a single object. Cool. This one works. We just need now to extrude it. Extrude region. This one. We'll extrude it up by default. So we have kind of like the basic element for this random tower. The scaling is still pretty random. That's okay. So let's build this up. We, in order to make this tower stacking, I will use the array once again, the array of monad. So using monads, because using monads normally I can just easily split it. Select all of this monad and create a monad. And let's see if this is as easy as it looks. So the seed, we only need to have the seed, and then the vertices number, vertex X, vertex Y goes up. So we still have this working. We want to build the array up. And we want to have some kind of variations. So factorize and split. Hopefully this works. Range integer. We have 6 of this object, so 6 here as well. Seems to be working. I think I'm doing it the right way. And we can control this guy. We also can control the stepping if you like. Stepping. So stepping. Okay, that's interesting. Now we actually have something that's completely different. Didn't expect this, but it's kind of interesting as well. So we can use an integer for the count. This is the stepping. We can build this up. Make it like 20 maybe. So there you go. Stepping is the should be 1. Doesn't matter, it can be any value, it can be any random value. This one can increase or decrease. Can have more. So this is the tower of type B. So again, we got this is a size zip tower, size zip tower B. And we can have control now for this. So yeah, so once again, it's a pretty interesting study, I guess. If you wanted to try this yourself, you can build it from scratch. I think it's a very interesting kind of study of procedurality and then kind of array. This is interesting because you can actually goes inside here, and instead of starting from plane, you can use a different one like hexagon. Let me try to different setting. See, you get a lot of variations. This one also random. So this is also another value that you can randomize quite easily. Rotation is something that I have not touched. That's also interesting. Extrude region, scaling. Okay, that's scaling it in that way. Don't worry about that, I guess, for now. So keep this simple. Kind of a grid. We start with a grid, and then with some kind of a Sverchok magic, procedural magic, we get this. Yeah, I think this can be improved, I'm pretty sure, but this is the second method of maybe something that looks like this. Maybe I have a few more trick, but this is the second one. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in. Bye.